Hey there everybody, Don Pablo here. So I recently came across the news from one of the big coffee giants that they released a new olive oil infused coffee. It made me think of a couple of things. My first reaction was, ooh, who wants to drink that? Who wants olive oil in their coffee? But since I can't taste it unless I live in Seattle, Chicago, New York, or LA, I won't rush to judgment on its flavor. But it did make me want to point out that our infusion process that we use for our Don Pablo bourbon infused coffee and other infused coffees is very different than what they're doing. They're basically pouring in a little olive oil at the barista level, mixing it with other ingredients like milk and artificial flavors and so forth to make several different ready-to-drink beverages. Our infusion process is completely different, where we actually soak the green coffee unroasted in bourbon, then we dry it, then we roast it to a very unique, powerful aroma, but it has a subtle mellow flavor when brewed. I'm pretty sure I invented this process, and let me tell you why. Almost 20 years ago, when we first started roasting coffee, I came across a guy on the internet who had won specialty food awards for his tequila sauces using real tequila. Very interesting character named John, who we since referred to as Tequila John. I reached out to him and we became friends, with him visiting us in Miami and us hanging out together at trade shows across the country. Meanwhile, I had heard that green coffee was very porous and absorbed odors very easily, and John's product gave me the idea of using actual tequila to infuse the beans. So I soaked the beans in some high-end reposado, dried them, and then roasted them in my home roaster. I remember thinking this is probably going to be awful, but I was delighted to find out that it was a perfect blend of rich coffee flavor and tasty blue agave. 2 decades ago, we were a new company, and at that time, people did not seem to be interested in new and adventurous food concepts, so I shelved the idea until about 4 years ago. Bourbon was blowing up in popularity, and there was a lot of innovation in food, so we introduced the world's first bourbon-infused specialty coffee. It was a big success. More recently, we used other spirits, bringing back tequila, adding mezcal, and even using a 40-year-old tawny port wine. All delicious. And the rest is history, as they say. If you haven't tried our Don Pablo liquor-infused coffees yet, we're having a promotion on our Canadian whiskey and maple-infused coffee and bourbon-infused K-Cups right now. Go to donpablocoffee.com and take advantage of the deal while it lasts. Thanks for listening, and talk to you soon.